Opportunity cost is a concept from economics, and it's basically trade-offs. So for instance, I'm wearing this white shirt with blue stripes. The trade-off of wearing the white shirt with blue stripes is I'm not wearing the green solid shirt or the blue check shirt or any other shirt that I own. So another way of putting that is the opportunity cost of wearing this shirt is not wearing every other shirt, because I can only wear one shirt. So when I choose this, I don't choose everything else. It's a trade-off. So in the midst of the global pandemic, we're making trade-offs about COVID. So here in Michigan, we're sheltering in place, and the idea is to save lives by not communicating the disease, so we're at home. Well, the trade-off is that means we're not at work, at least the 2/3 of the economy who can't work from home. So if you're a construction worker, you're either at home or you're at work. You can't be both. The opportunity cost of doing one is not doing the other. So people are saying, well, there's saving lives on the shelter in place side, and there's only money and the economy on the work side. So how can you balance lives versus money? Well, opportunity cost doesn't judge. It doesn't have value. It doesn't say this white shirt with blue stripes is good and all the other shirts are bad, or this shirt is better than those shirts. It just says wearing this shirt means I'm not wearing those shirts. So the fact is, if we're at home and we're not at work, well, then there's been a trade-off. And if you want to put value to that trade-off and start looking at, well, which one's better? Well, then, okay, we're saving lives here, but what is happening over here to people's lives? Because when people lose their business and lose their jobs, well, there could be some stress there. There could be some mental health issues. Maybe there's going to be some homicides or some suicides because of that stress or that depression. And maybe those things aren't tangible and measurable right now, but you can attribute them to the staying at home down the road. Maybe staying at home is going to cause some health problems, physical health problems, because we're not getting out. We're not as active or more apt to eat because the food's more available. So maybe that's going to create some health problems down the road that also might not be obvious right now, but could be attributable. So it's not as simple as lives versus money. It's complicated because people are complicated and the economy's complicated, and there's not a solution here. There's trade-offs. And what seems like is really missing from the conversation is what trade-offs are we making, and are we okay with that? Because opportunity cost doesn't bring value by definition. You have to bring the value. What's the value of the loss of lives by sheltering or saving lives by sheltering in place versus the loss of income and the destruction to the economy and potentially some health issues and some life issues by not having an economy? What's the trade-off there? We need to have a grown-up conversation about those trade-offs, because it's not as simple as, well, we'll just do this and everything will stay the same. Well, that's not one of the choices. I can't wear this shirt and all the other shirts. It's got to be one or the other. And clearly there's one or the other when we're at home or at work. And so rather than thinking in terms of, well, we're solving this problem by fixing everything, there's a solution here. We really need to get realistic and say there's trade-offs, and then have really grown up, sophisticated conversations around those trade-offs and make sure that we're good with those trade-offs, but at least discussing them and bringing the value of, well, what's the value of this versus the value of that, and recognizing there is value and there is a trade-off. It's just not that simple as one thing and everything else works out. There are opportunity costs.